again. A lot of the state of Arkansas smaller schools involved. Northwest Arkansas Community College, Lyon, Ozarks, John Brown National Park, University of Arkansas at Rich Mountain, Central Baptist. Missouri represented with Missouri S&T, University of Missouri St. Louis, State Fair, and Jefferson. Now, Jefferson will be interesting to watch. They're starting in the far left. They were second in Division III JC Nationals last year. They're ranked number 2 right now. And we mentioned Cowley from Kansas earlier. Division II NJCAA. They're, of course, the national champs. And they are just a little bit to the right as you look at it from the start line. So Jefferson and Cowley, 2 JCs, different classifications, but they will be part of the team battle here. And we are off and racing 5K.
Well, and it's getting a little bit more toasty out there on the course as well, and a little windier. Now 74 degrees on the course. With that, again, as you pointed out, Bob, the skies have cleared, and so now you got the hot sun beating down on you, wind gusts of up to 22 miles per hour, and 74 degrees. So the conditions have deteriorated a little bit. But as they say, you got to dance with who brung you, and you got to deal with the conditions as they are. And that's what cross country is all about.
Well,
it's a metaphor for life, Bob.
As coaches,
it's a metaphor
as
for
the
life.
coach will tell you, everybody else is running in the same conditions. Already string things out with the first 4. I believe our leader is Ella Smart from Tarleton State. Let's see if we can confirm the number. No, that is not the case.
So, Bob, they're going up that first uphill. It's Karen Karatu.
Yes, from southeast of Nebraska.
Yeah, she is our current leader. She's kind of gotten a little bit of separation here. You know, it's fair to point out, I think there's just the proliferation of Kenyan distance runners at all levels. I mentioned on the men's side, there are so many, just a tremendous influx this season of Kenyans at all schools, freshmen, that have come into programs. Same thing on the women's side.
And it's interesting the spread of the schools that the African athletes come to. Of course, many have had that native training at altitude, but collegiately they land everywhere in the U.S.
Everywhere.
It's not as if they're all going to Adams State and Colorado and all those places, or NAU. In fact, what's been a big landing spot for several years for African athletes is Alaska Anchorage, which has been strong in Division II track and cross country. And by the way, the school does not have a track facility.
Amina Alajay, competing unattached, has now moved into the lead. And she looks quite comfortable in that lead position. But Washington State has a new exciting Kenyan freshman. Arizona State has a new exciting Kenyan freshman. Tulane, Bernard Chiruyat set a course record at the A&M Invitational a couple of weeks ago. He's a freshman for Tulane, and then, although they're not freshmen, Oklahoma State just has a plethora of Kenyan athletes there. And today they just dominated at the Cowboy Jamboree on their home course. I believe that's Elizabeth Hernandez as we come up to the 1 mile mark from Butler Community College, who is right there now.
And it's Alajay 540.8, Hernandez 540.9, Karatu third, Abigail Money from Arkansas Run Club fourth, Reed Harvey McKean and Mary Mai, both from Garden City Community College, fifth and sixth. I love it when one of the Run Club kids is up there with the athletes. We have run clubs from Arkansas and University of Kansas represented this weekend.
Yeah, I think that's real nice too. It gives post-collegiate athletes an opportunity to still compete, and it's nice of these events to allow them to do so. So we've got a pretty good battle for the team title, at least early on. Butler Community College, Missouri S&T, and UMSL all in the hunt early on, and of course we expected that from Butler. Hernandez leading the charge there. Butler also has Jessica Mbahalali in 8th. She's a sophomore. Allison Unruh in 11th.
Butler is ranked 10th of the large junior colleges, Division I. Junior College Nationals for all the classifications in Richmond, Virginia this year on November 9th.
And now a little bit more of an update on that team scenario. Butler's got a healthy 20-point lead over Missouri S&T with St. Mary's in 3rd. And meanwhile, at the front there, a nice little surge by Amina Alajic. That looks like some, maybe a Hungarian name. But she's running very controlled out in the lead.
Alajic is from Bosnia-Herzegovina.
She is indeed, and she's a 38:21 10K runner.
Yeah, so road running is her big mark.
Not too long ago, she ran that 38:21 in July. Hernandez still within striking distance, but when you got somebody that's run 38 for 10K in front of you, you know she's not going to fall back necessarily. She's strong. In Alajic, I don't have a age for this young woman from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Got a pretty good spread on the team side.
Looks like Hernandez's biggest event is the 5, indoor and out. She was 18th in the nation this spring at 5,000. Has an 18:24 5K cross country.
And Bob, it looks like we got somebody else
last week.
Looks like we have somebody else that's getting close to joining this party up front. Alajic takes a couple looks behind there. The person I was referencing was that young lady in third in the white.
Yes.
Alajic just a very composed runner, very relaxed. Look how she drives with her knees up that hill. You'll notice some significant exaggerated knee lift up the hill, which shows that she's still got plenty left in the tank. Can't do that unless you have plenty left in the tank, and she appears to be.
Well, if you're a 10K road runner, even the change of terrain in cross country, if you're only running 5, probably can call your own shots. Hernandez definitely in view, striking distance.
I'll tell you, the blue Hoka is a very distinctive. It really stands out well on this course.
It does.
It provides a wonderful backdrop to everything else. And here we come up to the 3.5 kilometer split. Again, did you see her kind of lift her knees and drive up the hill? Yeah.
12:35 flat. For
7.2. Yeah, 7.2 seconds over Hernandez. So, and Abigail Money from the Arkansas Running
the
Club.
Run Club kid in third. Yeah.
Yep, it is. And she's another 8 seconds back, and then Karen Karatu, another 9 seconds back. So the spread between 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, almost identical. Somewhere between 7 to 9 seconds between each of those places. So Alajic running 5:47 pace out on the course. Garden City back-to-back 5 and 6 with Mary E. Mai and Reed Harvey McKeon. Waiting to see how Butler packs in behind Elizabeth Hernandez in second. I think, Bob, that Alajic has opened up a little bit more now on Hernandez.
Yes.
Alajic seems to really be up in the ante here.
checking on money. She graduated College of the Ozarks in 2022. She was 11th in this race. Or 23, I guess, would have been her senior year in track. But her senior year cross country, she ran this race, finished 11th, went 18:48. So we'll see what her number ends up being here.
Boy, Alajich just pouring it on right now. She's feeling, definitely feeling her oats out there. She's looking very good on this stretch.
Makes you wonder what she's working toward. Is she's, for a road runner, she's loving the turf.
Yeah.
But she's going down in distance, so again, she can be pretty free and easy.
Well, you know, there are things like the European cross-country championships and things of that magnitude that she could be training for.
Yes.
She's able to really control her tempo down these downhills. So she does a good job of kind of using the downhill, takes a long look back. She does a good job of using the downhill and then driving with those knees on the uphills. And pretty soon she'll enter that long chute for home. All in all, an impressive outing to be sure.
Yeah, literally spring in her step from
Yes,
very
absolutely,
beginning.
Bob.
A lot of strength.
Good battle for second.
Hernandez and Money. Money has caught her, maybe still a bit behind, yes. But close enough.
Allergy doesn't even look like she's breathing hard, and here she is at the end of the race. Look at that. That's a great close-up. Oh, Money looks like she has pulled away.
Wow. So you can't see Hernandez in this shot.
No, well, there she is.
Oh, and she does have the edge. She was just
Oh,
way to the
Hernandez moves in
outside.
front. How about that? Here comes Money. Will it be Money or
Allergy
Hernandez behind
will win.
Allergy? Look at this for second.
Allergy 17:29.7.
Look at
Side
this
by
mano a
side
mano.
for second place.
Wow. Nice lean by Hernandez. I don't know if that got it for her.
It did.
It did.
110.
And here comes our very, very early leader.
Toronto never faded any further than this. And fifth is Marieme Mai from Garden City. And we had the two Garden City athletes running together.
Still a good crowd out there, Bob. Very, very deep there on both sides.
And of course, we have large fields coming up in our open high school races.
College men, if you ran in the Prairie Fire Pepper 8K, you're going to do the awards in 1 minute.
So that was Victoria Regitz of Missouri S&T 6. Then the second Garden City runner, Reed Harvey McKean, 7th. And then Butler goes 8-9. with Mbamali and Allison Unruh.
Yeah, you've got 2, 8, and 9. I think it's you've locked it up for Butler here. By the way, it does take a lot of choreography there at the finish to get everybody moved through. Those volunteers are so key to making all this work. My hat's off to them, to be sure. Not an easy job.
Well, and like in a lot of sports, our sport very much needs officials.
Yes.
And kind of the beauty of track and field officiating is if you know the sport, you can be an official. You don't have to know the intricacies of football or be able to spot the spin of a baseball. But if you know procedure, find your local officials association and volunteer. And believe me, there are people dying to teach you and incorporate you in meet management.
That is so true,
There's all
Bob.
kinds of USATF options for this too. So if you think you want to do it, do it. We need officials.
Well, it's a responsibility of all of us that have enjoyed thousands of hours with this sport to give something back. So Butler's got their top 5 in. St. Mary's, Nebraska really made a late run there. And they're in the hunt here. Kara Muller finished 10th. Carly Henderson 14th for St. Mary's. Corrine Mead, 24th. Brooke Wigdahl, 25th. These guys really moved up. And then Autumn Simons, 32nd. So they had a really nice grouping in there. Butler now holding on by the narrowest of leads. And again, while Butler had 3 at the very front, and they were 5 deep in the middle of the race, something happened there at the end to Butler. And if they win this thing, they're going to win it by the slimmest of margins. And now St. Mary's in the front. Butler's 4th was Valerie Freeman down in 44th. And their 5th was Alexa Marshall at 49. And it looks like St. Mary's is going to pull the upset here. And they did it in the second half of this race.
That's because of their 6-7s. Yeah, they're 6-7s. And now when I give these places, these aren't the individuals. This is based on your team. Scoring team people. St. Mary got 27th and 28th with their 6th and 7th scores.
Very
Karnick
impressive.
sisters. Yeah.
But what really, so here's what's interesting, Bob. Butler averaged 137.40 for their team. A full minute and a half ahead of St. Mary's. But on points, St. Mary's ends up winning probably, they're up by 2 points now. Butler ran a much faster race because they had 3 runners before St. Mary's first. But then St. Mary's went on a roll with 10, 17, 18, 25, and as you pointed out, they're 6 and 7, 30, 31.
30 and 31, yeah.
Yeah, they packed them in there. So even though they were so much slower on average than Butler, they're going to win this thing. Wow, and a great second half of the race by St. Mary's.
Missouri
At three and
S&T with a margin over College of Ozarks right now for third.
So, Bob, at 3.5K, just 1,500 meters from the finish, St. Mary's was down 9 points to Butler. And they're going to end up winning by 3. That's a lot of ground to make up in just 1,500 meters.
Now it's a 5-point margin. And S&T now has a 14-point margin over College of Ozarks.
So, Bob, at 1 mile, Butler had a 49-point margin over St. Mary's. St. Mary's was in third. Missouri S&T was in second. So St. Mary's came from 49 points back after 1 mile to be up by 5 here at the finish. It's only a 5K race. What a performance by that team. Brilliant. Just brilliant. By the way, although the results have it Amina Alag, her correct name is Amina Alajic. An IC there at the end. Just FYI for those of you that were wondering why we weren't calling her Amina Alag. And now the margin for St. Mary's over Butler is 9 points.
Wow, ends up growing.
So from 49 points down to 9 points in front.
That's why everybody finishes, and finishes strong.
Scratch that. Drive across within 1 minute.
Well, you see that our gator is on the move, and that means we have athletes at the start line for the Senior High School Girls Open at the Chili Pepper Cross Country Festival, presented by Hoka. Bob Kamian, Tom Pure. Our final high school races of the day. The colleges are now done with the completion of the Prairie Fire Pepper races. And now we will have open races for both in large fields. It is essentially an all-comers meet, except it's teams. 476 girls, and then an entered list of 665